Thanks for joining us for the midday news. The major obstacle that hinders the growth of micro, small and medium enterprises in Papua New Guinea is government corruption, followed by government regulation, political instability, tax rates and law and order. This was some of the findings listed in the PNG Small, Micro and Medium Enterprise and Informal Sector Study that was launched in Leh on Thursday afternoon.
The PNG Micro, Small and Medium Enterprise and Informal Sector Study was launched on Thursday afternoon at the Leh International Hotel. This landmark study was commissioned by the Australian government through the Australia-PNG Economic Partnership, which covered more than 2,600 businesses across 21 provinces, excluding Enga due to security issues.
Well, when we did the study, we conducted the fieldwork across 7 weeks from June through to July in 2024, and yeah, it's always challenging having teams go out across, because we covered all of the provinces of Papua New Guinea except for Enga, and we also covered urban, rural and remote areas. So most of the challenges are around access, and particularly the condition of the roads.
The report outlined that government corruption is the major obstacle faced by small businesses, putting it at 69%, followed by government regulation at 42%, political instability at 40%, tax rates make up 37% of hurdles faced by MSMEs, and law and order make up 34%.
We asked people about obstacles. What we found was that there are a lot of obstacles for business. So there are some that we would consider to be in the regulatory environment. For example, the regulations of government, also mentions, as you said, of government corruption, and also issues to do with, stability and law and order as well. So there are, when businesses are operating, they do have their own challenges in their businesses, but they also face the challenges that are in the country overall as well. I think probably one of the most important findings was that business owners really want to be heard. They want to have a voice. They want to participate in the development of policy and decisions about, the things in their sector that affect them. So, they know what their challenges are, and they also know what is working really well for them. So there's a lot of positive results in this study as well. But the main thing is to talk to people. If you want to know what people think, ask them.
The report noted that access to finance remains a key barrier to growth and has suggested that the adoption of especially digital financial services may help to ease cash flow constraints. Access to loans and credit is also a major challenge, including financial and human capital constraints, as well as the greater need for the inclusion of women and the need for professional networking and mentoring opportunities. Kamela Guare, TV1 News, Leh.
On September 3rd, the community of Gotomi Primary School celebrated the official opening of a new double-story classroom and basketball court funded by the National Fisheries Authority under its Corporate Social Responsibility Program. The event drew students, faculty, local residents and distinguished guests featuring local traditional dancers and a school assembly. The 700,000 kina facility, which includes a 4-in-1 classroom and basketball court, aims to enhance the educational infrastructure and support the NFA's Fish for School initiative, promoting aquaculture education. Former head teacher Betty Lokain emphasized the importance of the new facilities in providing a conducive learning environment for future generations. The Gotomi Vocational Training Center celebrated a significant milestone yesterday with the inauguration of new facilities, including a staff house and perimeter fencing, supported by the NFA. This initiative aims to enhance educational opportunities and foster aquaculture development in the region. During the event, NFA Managing Director Justin Ilakini emphasized the importance of education in empowering local youth and announced plans to assist in relocating the school Foursquare Church to expand TVET programs.
Second chance to education and stuff. Where you will learn carpentry, you will learn mechanic, you will learn overall life skills here. Where you will go back to place that you will apply them.
In regional news, top-end regional centre of Catherine has seen a sting of alleged domestic violence incidents over the past months, including this week's alleged murder of a 22-year-old woman by her 36-year-old partner near the centre of town.
There's a real sense of profound grief and it does feel really hard at the moment.
This was the crime scene on Tuesday morning on a block near the centre of Katherine, where a 22-year-old woman was allegedly murdered the night before by her 36-year-old partner. The man was due in local court today, the matter adjourned because of an air conditioning malfunction. In a statement, NT Police's Major Crimes Unit confirmed there was a history of domestic violence against the 22-year-old, and this will form part of the prosecution and coroner's report. A full autopsy report is yet to be completed. However, initial investigations suggest the 22-year-old suffered blunt force trauma. Serious domestic violence incidents are coming in rapid succession in this small top-end town of about 10,000 people. Today, another man was arrested in Katherine over a domestic violence disturbance last night. Police say the alleged victim was found on the side of the highway looking like she'd been assaulted. She was taken to hospital for her injuries to be treated. Less than 3 weeks ago, another woman was medevac to Darwin after an alleged DV incident involving an assault with an edged weapon near the town's main shops. And in July, yet another Katherine woman died in hospital in Darwin 2 weeks after she was allegedly assaulted.
For women walking through our door who may need safety that night, even to secure that can be really challenging.
Siobhan Mackay runs Katherine's Women's Legal Service.
The Katherine Women's Crisis Centre do a tremendous job, but often they don't have a bed available, and because there are no other crisis accommodation options or short-term accommodation options, it does often mean that women are then faced with the choice of going back to an unsafe home or leaving Katherine, which also means leaving their support network.
The NT government lobbied the Commonwealth at National Cabinet last month for a domestic violence funding deal that recognises the NT's disproportionate problem.
We didn't walk away from that with needs-based funding, we just got per capita funding. So that's a fight I continue to have with the federal government, no matter who they are.
Katherine women are some of the least safe in the country, so if you're looking at how we can work to support Katherine women, we need to acknowledge that, and we need the investment across all services.
Calls to protect the women at the centre of a national crisis.
The Australian National University in Canberra has warned staff and students that it will collapse financially without major intervention. The ANU is staring down an $850 million cost blowout by next year and says it will cut jobs, salaries and entire colleges to stay afloat.
It's not quite exam season, but ANU has revealed it's facing a serious test.
We're not on a sustainable financial footing and we're spending more than we are earning.
It started with a $400 million deficit from 2020 to 2023. This year's projected shortfall is another $200 million. And if nothing changes, the uni could be in the red by $850 million next year.
Council has directed us to reduce our annual cost base by $250 million by the 1st of January 2026.
$100 million of that will come from staff salaries, while the College of Health and Medicine will also close, making 50 jobs redundant.
The fear of future change management plans that they're hinting at is also pretty shocking and concerning for staff on the ground.
The uni is blaming the state of its books on changes to government policy, including international student caps.
We'd repeat our call for the Education Minister, Jason Clare, to introduce some sort of transition funding arrangement so that universities don't lose out.
ANU says it'll become smaller and better, but students aren't buying it.
Realistically, what's happened is class sizes have gotten bigger and it's become harder for staff to be able to teach as effectively as they would like, and our education has suffered as a result.
The Vice-Chancellor didn't take questions from staff during this morning's webinar and declined requests to speak with the media. It means staff and students are left with many questions, including whether the uni's top salaries will be trimmed.
There are 82 staff at this university that are paid over $300,000. and 12 that we know of that are paid over $500,000.
Executives get paid way too much, in my opinion. I think if there's ever a place to look to recoup costs and get savings, then they could certainly cut their own salaries.
Consultation with staff will begin later this month.
In sports back home, Midday Rugby Union competition is set for the grand final showdown tomorrow at the Scrum Oval. 67 teams in Premier, A-grade men and women divisions will be featuring on the big stage. In the Premier men's division, Iraq Pirates meet Consort Royals. Two of the competition's heavyweights will play in the most important match of the season. In the A-grade men's division, Kemke Defence plays Iraq Pirates again, who have been a most dominant team all year. The defence will have a big task on hand as Pirates will come in full force in the hope to win both Premier and A-grade divisions this year. In the women's division grand final, the Honeybrook Harlequins versus Consort Royals. The two deserving teams in the competition facing off for the bragging rights. Fans are urged to come along and watch rugby actions. PNG homegrown squash prodigy Timona Alacor's Kribish is now the top-ranked under-13 squash player in Australia. She surged to the top position after she starred in the recent 2024 Australian Junior Championship singles and defeated her opponent, Cleo Polova. President of Port Moresby Rackets Club praised Timona's achievement at the Junior Championships.
Young Timona showed skills and determination, taking all her matches with confidence in the 2024 Under-13 Junior Squash Championships to finish at the top in her division and was crowned the top Under-13 junior in the championships. And it was a proud moment for Port Moresby Rackets Club. Timona, a junior of the Port Moresby Rackets Club, is among the best squash junior talents in the country. President of Port Moresby Rackets Club, Lady Anna Togolo, said they are proud of Timona and her efforts in the past 2 years since she moved to Daisy Hill Squash Club in Brisbane, Australia. Port Moresby Rackets Club president said her achievement is a positive sign for squash in the country. Lady Togolo believed that having young squash players trained with international coaches like Timona will greatly help the athletes in their competition at the international level. She said the Port Moresby Rackets Club is looking forward to seeing Timona representing Team PNG on the squash courts in the years to come. Timona has been based in Brisbane and training at Daisy Hill Squash Club. Her cousin Amiti Alakos and Fiano Siaguru, two PNG representative squash players, have also been training under coach Bradley Hindle in the same club. Coach Bradley Hindle, owner of Daisy Hill Rackets Club, visited POM RC prior to COVID-19 and saw some great junior talents. She has been a big supporter of Port Moresby Rackets Club and expressed interest in junior squash players at the POM RC. Port Moresby Rackets Club president thanked Coach Hindle and her team. She said, Daisy's family and friends have provided an important support base for all elite athletes. Port Moresby Rackets Club are expecting some junior joining Coach Hindle in her squash club.
And that ends our news update. Do join us at 6 tonight for more news and sport.